So, though we find ourselves back in familiar territory, you might notice that as of right now, things are a little bit darker than when we left it. And there is a very good reason for that. And that's because I needed to go back and collect some of those distribution keys that were just laying around. We are going to be needing them for the new area. Now, to get to that new area, we are going to have to head back over to the eastern section of the house. You might recall there was one door in particular that was barred off to us when we headed over here before. You might also notice that much like the rest of the areas, this one is pretty dark, though it's for a different reason. And that's because, as you might assume, candles do indeed burn out. So, that'll be something good to keep in mind for later. For now, though, we are going to want to figure out how to convince this guy to open the door. And as you might recall, he had a want to stay in there till dawn. And it just so happens we might have picked up something that would be perfect for ringing a bell.
Ah, もう朝か。どうやら夜を無事に過ごせたな。ヘレン様はご無事だっただろうか。
So we have brought him a bit of comfort, and he has allowed us access to our brand new area, along with a brand new name to keep in mind, Helen. As you might imagine, though, this brand new area is not only fraught with danger, but filled with brand new doors for us to explore. First things first, though, we are going to need to find the power source, along with figuring out just what form this new antagonistic ghost is going to take the form of. Now, the bell ringing you're hearing is a pretty clear indication, at least sound-wise, of where the ghost might be coming from. The problem is getting a real visual cue about where it is coming from. And the ghostly maid has made its presence known. And while it doesn't seem to be as aggressive as the previous two, it is nonetheless as incessant in following us, so I guess we should go ahead and try a door. Though trying them in order is not going to be the best course of action here. Instead, we want to head all the way down to the very final door. Because we do not only get a bit of a reprieve from the bell ringing, but in the large break room here we find the save point if we need it, but even more than that, we do find the distribution board. Now, though it really hasn't come up before, since we don't have to do much backtracking into previous areas, once you have taken care of an antagonistic ghost that would normally have populated an area previously, once you take care of it, it will no longer haunt that area, and you can pretty much be free to take the distribution key for that area and use it for future areas that you might explore. And with all this lovely light, we can start to really explore the area. There's going to be plenty of rooms to poke around in. And while doing all that poking, there's a very good chance that you might come across some fairly interesting items. Such as even more herb seed. You might recall we planted some of these a couple videos ago, and I think we might have an opportunity in this video to check back in the greenhouse and see the progress on our horticulture. For now though, let's start checking out some of these doors in the employee break area. Can already tell where the issue might be in this room. Though to get the best feel of it, I want to turn on the lights. Now, while I don't think we'll get much information out of the baby, I think the nanny will be able to fill us in on the problem.
よしよし、もう泣かないで。なんだカンボってのはこんなに泣くのかね。いつも音楽を聴かせてやれば泣き止むんだけど。誰か何でもいいから曲を聴かせてやっておくれよ。うるさくてかなわない。
So we are going to need some music to soothe the savage beast. I can only begin to imagine why this very sharp, very annoying mobile wouldn't have satiated the child. I get a feeling, though, that there might be something nearby that might be of a musical nature. And we see what appears to be a theme that has come up quite a few times in the game, where a repeating act has a mysterious origin, but in reality it's merely a ghost trying to do something unsuccessfully that it might have done in its previous life.
ここの留め金はもう使えんな。私もそろそろ引退か。もう50年も経つ。この館に来る前、音楽が私のすべてだった。あの頃。不思議なものだ。この頃は妙にはっきりと昔を思い出す。そうだ、あのバイオリンは。今の私に直せるはずもないか。もう一度あのバイオリンを。しかしあのお方はいつ見ても昔のまま。20年前に 私がこの館に来た時から少しも変わらずに、まるであのお方の周りだけ時間が止まっているかのようだ。
So we have a ghost yearning to play one final song, and what appears to be a younger version of himself who might be able to help us out.
おや、君は？ああ、エドガー様が話していた新しい使用人というのは君のことか。こんなところで油を売ってないで、早く仕事に戻りたまえ。
The problem is that we are still missing a key element to this puzzle, and that is the violin that he so wishes to play one more time. Guess we'll have to head back and try to find it. Sadly, though, he isn't really going to be forthcoming with any information about the location of the violin, and it is going to be pretty well hidden. But before we strike out to locate that missing violin, we should go ahead and explore the final room here. There isn't going to be too much to this bathroom area, though I will say it is more spacious than I would have assumed for a servant's quarters. It's a pretty spacious shower, along with a very helpful healing item. Guess in case people got a little hurt during their daily activities. All in all, though, just showing that level of, I guess, architectural normalcy that you would assume from the game overall. Most rooms in the game, they just make sense to be there. I think I might have mentioned this before, but I really think this game shines overall, even more so than the first game, and the fact that it really goes out of its way to represent what you would assume a very large, sprawling mansion would look like. Entertainment sections, living quarters, just, proper paintings and artwork and, wallpaper differences to not just have the very same feeling permeating the entire place, but I will say some areas probably don't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe they made more sense around the turn of the 1900s. Really not used to seeing such a large wardrobe, especially one that has such a very spacious storage area underneath. Now, while initially it might not seem like there is anything that would interest us down here in the storage crawl space area, in the far corner is the item that we were looking for that poor butler. And all we have to do now is make our way back into the past to have his younger self fix it up for us. Though there is one other oddity in this room that you want to make sure and take a quick look at. On the far wall is a very out-of-place looking horse statue. It seems to have a piece missing from the forehead. So it'll be very important to keep in mind for the future, but for now, we have more pressing matters. We have a song to have a butler play for us.
violin を。
So we will go ahead and give the younger version the violin to repair.
これは私がこの館にお仕えするときに持ってきたバイオリン。これは私が修理して元のところに戻しておく。君は仕事に戻りたまえ。
And while he is preoccupied with that, we can check on this mysterious person he mentioned in the guest room. And this ageless person that he mentioned might look pretty familiar.
Nessa. 少し眠ってたみたいね。あなたはこの館の人じゃないわね。あなたは何を求めているの？誰のために？あなたの目、あの時の姉さんと同じ。出て行きなさい。その目は嫌いだわ。
So the enigma that is the red-headed woman deepens even further, though that'll be something to consider for later on. For now, I'm just going to make a quick side trip to go get that violin. Which you guys thankfully will not have to see. We're just going to sit back and enjoy some lovely music from a ghost.
これは私の何もかもあの頃のまま。
we have finally managed to satisfy one soul. And I just so happened to think that that haunting tune might have also satiated another nearby soul.
はあ、やっと泣き止んだ。それにしても、きれいなバイオリンだったね。おっと、まだ仕事が残ってるんだったよ。
So while it seems that this young soul has finally been given an eternal slumber, we are not yet done with its nanny. Though before we go check on her, we want to make sure and pick up another dried herb here on the table, which we could not get previously due to the nanny blocking our path over here. But we might as well go ahead and see what is keeping her tethered to this mortal coil. Judging by the looks of it, it seems she's still just trying to do her job.
Stove がついてないね。パティがいないから仕事が増えたね。突然辞めちまって、今頃どうしてるんだか。母親が死んでから身寄りはないって言ってたのに。さてと、あとはヘレン様のお休みのお世話だけ。9時までどのくらいだろうね。
So we have another ghost worrying about the aforementioned Helen. And in addition to that, we also have a mention of a missing maid named Patty. While we keep all that in mind, we're going to go ahead and pocket this charcoal. Might be good in the case of us having to set a fire. For now, though, it seems if we want to satisfy this ghost, we're going to have to fill her in on the time somehow. And considering that we have pretty much covered all of this upper area as much as we can, I suppose we should head back down and start exploring some of those doors that were waiting for us downstairs. I'll say, though, that mention of Patty certainly does add an air of mystery to some of the weird things we've been seeing in this area. Broken vases, bottles, and also the fact that the antagonistic ghost we've been seeing is a female maid. I'll say, though, this joined room is a little bit more interesting than the Western joined room. Not only does it have a candle for us to pick up, but it's got some lovely artwork. Very ornate looking clock. And 2 doors that we can try out. Though only one of them is really accessible to us at the moment. The door that is accessible to us, though, reveals, well, I ended up having to look this word up. An atelier is apparently just an artist's studio. Very fancy term for one, if I've ever heard it. And there's all types of artist equipment in here. Paintings, canvases, easels. And there are even a few, well, what I would consider mostly finished pieces. Though not anything I'd really want adorning my household. Otherwise, though, it seems like mostly a dead end until you start to pay attention to how the furniture is stacked up. Looks almost like there is a pseudo staircase leading up to that air duct. And once you realize this is an expandable table here, you're almost done making your walkway, with the final piece being the footstool that's sitting in the middle of the room. And with all that set up, looks like maybe we can take this air duct all the way to the other side of the area. And while it doesn't seem like there's immediately any real reason to be over here, it does look like there are a set of windows, one of which is closed off to us, but one that we can actually get into. Which allows us access to that locked off room that was connected to the joined room. Now, not only is this trophy room adorned with metal, normal trophies, if we turn on the lights, well, as you can already see on the far wall there are animal trophies, but even more than that, there is a ghost that might be in need of some assistance.
なんだ君は、どこから入ってきた？ドアには鍵をかけておいたのに。そうだ、それどころじゃない。ヘレン様がお休みになられる前に完成させる約束だ。もうすぐ9時になってしまう。あとはここの炎の部分だけなんだ。炎、何か燃えるもの。
So another ghost on the lookout to please this mysterious Helen. And yet another pretty simple puzzle to solve all in all. As you can imagine, well, to give him the visualization of fire, we just need to start one in the fireplace here. And hopefully you made sure to go ahead and pick up that charcoal, because that is exactly what we need to start a nice roaring fire here.
Oh, それだ。それが炎の輝きだ。よし、できたぞ。なんとか間に合った。
And just like that, we already have to say goodbye to another brand new soul lifted from this world. And not only did he leave behind a very, very lovely picture of a person sitting by a fire, but left behind a portion of his soul. And even more importantly, he left behind a broken watch. Might not be useful to us, but it will definitely be useful to that ghost that's also waiting to serve Helen back up on the second floor. So let's go ahead and head back up there.
おや、もう9時じゃないか。ヘレン様がお待ちだ。
In a lot of ways, this portion of the game reminds me a lot of the lower areas of the Orpheus, where you were mostly given a lot of very quickly solved, just quick-fire puzzles, one right after the other, where you ended up helping out a lot of people, but not really progressing the story all that much. It's not really that bad, considering we have been getting a whole lot of story in the previous videos, but it is... well, it does kind of drag on after a while. Good thing is that we might finally be able to meet Helen and gain access to the final door that we weren't able to get into on this floor.
それではヘレン様、おやすみなさいませ。明日の朝もいつものように起こしに参ります。
And there is the Helen we've heard so much about. Though I am a bit curious about this strange item that dropped out of the nanny here. It's a very peculiar looking horn. Might be able to already know where that goes, but for now, let's go ahead and have an audience with Helen.
まだなの？どうしたの？きれいな花を咲かせておくれ。なぜ咲いてくれない？何が足りないの？ 今年もきれいな花を咲かせたわ。アルバートも喜ぶわね。あら、もう肥料が切れたみたいね。後で庭園に取りに行かなくては。あら、大変。アルバートが泣いているわ。はいはい、おばあさまが今行きますよ。
So it seems that Helen here is the elderly matron of the Clancy family. And even though it might be a far stretch, she might have some means to quell Albert's temper. First step, though, is to take this burlap sack. The second step, though, is going to require a little bit more than just traveling into the past. For this, you have to travel all the way back to the greenhouse on the far eastern side of the estate. You saw that she mentioned that she was in need of some compost, and seems like the most logical place to keep compost. And it doesn't take too much poking around to find what we're looking for. And since we are right next to the greenhouse and we do have some more seeds that we can plant, we might as well go ahead and poke our head in and see what's going on with our herbs. Seems though that we might not have the green thumb we thought we did. Maybe if we give those dried herbs a little bit more time, maybe they'll sprout up into something better. For now, though, let's go ahead and see if we can't head back to Helen and help her out with her horticultural problem. Now, normally, plants take quite a bit of time to bloom.
Ah. やっと咲いた。これでアルバートも元に戻る。あの子はこの花が大好きだった。今ではあの赤い髪の女にそそのかされてとんでもないことを。人を殺めるなんて、なんてこと。でも、この花を見ればきっと元の優しい子に。アルバート。
And for our efforts, we get a small flower from this hopefully calming plant. And another astral piece, but even more than that, Grandma Clancy did give us some useful information, or at least some interesting tidbits involving that red-headed woman. Now, was she just a ghost at some long distant past of the Clancy estate? And is she any relation to the Morgans that, well, I guess Albert has fallen in love with? So, a lot of things to keep in mind for now, though. We do have one more ghost we can help out.
ヘレン様はお休みになられたか。さて、私ももう休むとするか。
Yeah, once Helen has finally been laid to rest, this older gentleman ghost is also finally able to get his own rest. But we have managed to help out quite a few souls, and I think that's a good stopping point for the video. For now, though, I want to make sure we end where we are going to start next time around. And that's back by this horse statue, where we can use that horn that was dropped by that nanny ghost. We'll see what's behind the unicorn statue next time.